NFC tags, which use near-field communication technology, have revolutionized the ways in which we can interact with tech, and the way they work is actually pretty simple. You have a small tag with a tiny amount of built-in storage to hold a bit of data, as well as a set of antennas that can then transfer a current wirelessly. You can think of it as pretty similar to wireless charging, which you can use in, for example, say your smartwatch, or even for things like your phone or even electric toothbrush. However, instead of the goal being to transfer power, here, with NFC, the goal is to transfer data instead. Now, because of this, it has been used in plenty of things like smartphones, or say, once again, smartwatches, to allow you to quickly tap it onto another device to carry out some task, like for example using your phone to unlock something or pay for something contactlessly. Anything like that uses NFC technology built into your devices. However, what's great about NFC is that because the small amount of power needed for the data transfer can be gotten just from tapping your device close to another device, that means that it doesn't need a power source of its own. That way we can now implement all of this awesome tech into things that aren't your typical electronics and do not have their own power source. Think of stuff like, for example, your payment card, given how you can just tap that on a reader to pay contactlessly. Or even things like passports now can have an NFC tag if it has the special e-passport symbol. That means that there is a tiny little NFC tag usually put into the front cover. Now, if you are into gaming on Nintendo systems, there's probably another use for NFC tags you've probably used, that being Amiibos, which are Nintendo's special figurines of the most well-known characters. They also use NFC tags implemented into the base of every single figurine. That way, even though again they're not really electronic, they don't have any battery of their own, they still store a tiny amount of data that gets transferred when you tap them on, say, your Joy-Con, your Wii U gamepad, or if you're using a 3DS, a special standalone accessory. As you can see, the amount of possibilities that NFC opens up are almost infinite, and it's also replacing other older tech that wasn't as reliable. For example, magnetic access cards, which before could have just gone bad if you held them too close to your phone, for example, now can use NFC instead, which doesn't have that kind of problem. So there are so many uses for these that I can't really go through all of them in this video, but those are just some of the main ones and some of the areas where you can already see NFC tags in action. Be it your passport, your cards, your phones, or pretty much anything else, you're probably already using them, and we're only getting started in terms of what they can be used for, so you can imagine that you'll be using them even more in the near future. Or if you want to smartify things in your life, you can just make your own, seeing how you can buy blanks easily online and then use an app like, for example, NFC Tools on your phone to program them with whatever you want. But that's pretty much everything you need to know about NFC tags, how they work, and where you can find them. So if you found this video helpful, maybe subscribe to How To Authority for more like this in the future.